Hello students, this is going to be the fourth video of chapter 1. In this video, I'll be teaching you functions of management. Students, in my previous video, I had already talked about 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Let me tell you this once again that these are going to be the full-fledged chapters in this book. Planning is going to be the fourth chapter that you're going to study. Organizing is going to be the fifth chapter. Staffing, sixth chapter. Seventh chapter is going to be directing, and eighth chapter is going to be controlling. So, for the first chapter, you need to know about these functions, 5 functions of management in a brief way, in a brief manner. So there are 5 functions of management, and these 5 functions are also called the process of management. I hope you all remember that the process of management has 5 steps, and I had already discussed in my previous video that the functions of management have 5 functions, 5 steps, and these 5 steps are in a continuous form. That means you cannot actually proceed with staffing without actually going through planning and organizing. If one has to achieve controlling, or one has to reach directing, the manager has to actually go through planning, organizing, and staffing. So because of these 5 functions, the management is actually uh, able to get the things done from the workers, individuals, or employees. So these 5 functions are very very important, and they are in a continuous form, and they have a series, and that particular series has to be followed. No function can be skipped. Mark my this line, the no function can be skipped. So this topic is functions of management as well as the process of management. This is how the management is actually done. So this diagram is very very important. Please draw this in your notebook, and let me tell you about these functions in a brief manner, because we are going to study in an elaborated manner when these chapters come. So the functions of management, functions, basically there is a series of continuous and interrelated functions. Interrelated means all these functions are interrelated to each other. No function can be actually achieved or can be done without the previous or without the help of the next function, which are also interdependent and needs to be performed by all the managers. Please mark this line. This was once a question in CBC board, that the functions of management are performed at which level. In my previous video I taught you about the levels of management, that there are 3 levels of management: top level, middle level, and supervisory level. So students do remember this, that these 5 functions of management, that is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, these are performed by all levels of by all the managers. Okay, just remember this has to be done by all the managers. The first function, or first you can say the part of the process, is planning. So what is planning? Planning is basically thinking in advance what is to be done, who is to do it, that work is to be done, and how that the work is going to be completed. It starts with setting of objectives, formulating various course of actions. Course of action means the manager has to actually plan. For example, let's say the organization is producing shirts, manufacturing shirts. So what could be the course of action for manufacturing a shirt? That could be buying the raw material for making a shirt, and then cutting down that raw material, or you can say that cloth into different sizes, then stitching them, and then putting buttons on them, then eyeing them, and putting a crease on them, and then actually packaging it and sending it to the market. So these all are steps are course of action to be actually followed to manufacture a shirt. So this is the course of action. So formulating various course of actions to achieve the objective. So basically what is done in planning? best possible steps, or best possible you can say the course of action is selected, which and then the course of action also has to be feasible. Feasible means it has to be economically also, whether the organization will be able to complete that course of action with the given amount. I hope you all remember efficiency and effectiveness, right? So efficiency was about the cost. Okay, so planning basically helps the manager to understand what is to be done, how is to be done, when is to be done, and who's going to do it. Okay, so planning is basically thinking in advance. The second function is organizing. Now organizing means organizing is basically putting everything into putting everything here means the man material, the organization put man material into basically put them into basically organizes them means you can say the individual or the employee will be assigned duties. The organization will be divided or will be grouped into different departments, and those different departments will be given different tasks to complete. I hope you all remember I talked about 5 different departments in organization, or more than 5 also be, an organization can also make more than 5 departments. So what could be those departments? The production department, the marketing department, the research and development department, the finance department, or the accounting department. There could be n number of departments in organizations. So those departments in organization are given tasks to complete. And the third one is establishing authority. I hope all of you remember authority means the power to take decisions, right? So there has to be authority responsibility relationship decided. That means who is going to be the superior and who is going to be the subordinate, who is going to be the leader and who is going to be the follower. And the fourth one is allocation means dividing the resources again means man material, or the inputs of production. Allocation of resources for implementation of selected plans. See, the planning has in the process of planning we had already decided about a best plan, we had already selected a best plan. Now after selecting the best plan, everything has to be organized, and in because of the organization, the different departments will be given different tasks to complete. So this function starts directly with the end of the planning. As soon as the planning ends, the organizing actually starts. That is when the best feasible plan, you already know, the best economic plan is chosen to be accomplished. Chosen to be accomplished means chosen to be completed. Okay, so the second part of the process is organizing. Everything has to be organized. Now, the third step in the process of management is staffing. Staffing is basically, giving job to the individuals, to the employees, and recruiting them or giving them different tasks. And, so basically, we can define staffing as finding the right person for the right job. Finding the right person means whatever the job we are going to actually assign to that person should be capable of performing that duty. That person should be educated enough, having that much experience to perform that particular task. So the need of this function is to create a satisfied workforce here means all the employees, all the individuals for the organization, as no organization can survive without a good workforce, without the good individuals, without the good employees. So this function is also called human resource function. So this function is basically performed by HR manager. So this is the third function. In the first function, that is planning, we had already decided what is to be done, and in the second we had organizing step, we had actually decided who is going to perform what duty, and we have divided the organization different departments. And the third step is staffing. Now we are actually recruiting, selecting people for the particular job, putting the right people to the right job. So this third step is completed. Now the fourth step is directing. We in the third step we had actually recruited, selected people to perform different tasks. Now the manager, who is also going to be the leader, who is also going to be the you can say the supervisor, actually directs or guides or helps the individuals, the employees under him or her, and basically they help these employees individuals to achieve personal objectives as well as the organization objectives. So how directing is done? Directing is done through leadership, through supervision, through motivation, through communication. So these four are the dimensions, or you can say these four are the elements of directing. I once again repeat, the four elements of directing are motivation, leadership, communication, and supervision. So basically, what is motivation? Motivation means to actually attract individuals, employees, and helping them to achieve their needs, in the chapter directing, when we are going to study this chapter in detail, you'll study the different needs, that the individual actually has in his or her life. So those needs to be, are to be achieved. The second one is leadership. Leadership means to influence others, to, actually, who is a leader? Who basically, a leader is someone who basically influences others, जैसे कि आपने सुना है, लीडर लीडर कौन, ग्रेट लीडर्स कौन थे? महात्मा गांधी, और यू कैन से देवर ग्रेट लीडर्स like Subhash Chandra Bose. They actually guided, they actually, led people in the front, and they actually guided the people to get their, objectives to done, or to complete their um, task. So what is leadership here? Leadership is means to influence the followers. The third one is communication. Communication, basically, if communication is not there, so how is superior is going to communicate to the subordinate, or subordinate is going to communicate to the superior? So communication is very very important part of directing. And the third and the last one is supervision. Supervision basically is done at the time of production. There is definitely going to be a supervisor in the factory, and he or she is going to actually supervise all the individuals who are the workforce, who are busy producing the units. Those individuals will be supervised by a particular person, and whatever the quality or the quantity standards are set up by the organization, those quality and quantity standards are to be achieved. So supervision is done that way. So the fourth step in the process of management is done. The last step in the process of management is controlling. So basically, what is controlling? Controlling is basically, actually, you know comparing the set objectives that we had planned during the process of planning, and actually comparing it with the end result. In planning, we had set up some objectives, and in controlling, we will actually start analyzing whether those objectives are achieved or not. For example, suppose an organization is producing 1000 shirts. So at the end of the process of controlling, the organization was able to produce 800 units of the shirts. So now 200 is deviation here, because the planned objective was 1000 and the achieved objective is 800. So basically, it's just this deviation, this difference between the planned objective and the achieved objective will be analyzed. The reasons behind the lacking reasons will be actually analyzed, and replanning would be done. Replanning would be done to actually improve the efficiency, or improve the production, so that next time the failures or the drawbacks or the limitations do not actually come across. So what is controlling? This function is performed to monitor means to actually, look into, monitor the performance of the organization towards the achievement of the goals. In this function, the manager measures the difference between the set target and the achieved target. If the achieved target is behind the considerable margin means 200 units, it's not a considerable margin. 10 units, 5 units are considerable margin. See, if the planned objective was 1000 unit and the organization was able to achieve 990 units, so that's also fine, that's good. The 10 units, the deviation of 10 units is fine, it's a considerable margin. But an organization having 200 unit as a deviation cannot be a considerable margin. So remedies would be taken up. Remedies means the solution, that could be taken up to solve the problem, looking into the reasons why these 200 units could not be achieved, and actually directing to basically directing next time to achieve those targets in the future. So students, it's very important to understand here that controlling is, though it looks like the last step in the process of management, but it's not the last step. Again, after controlling, planning is followed. So we can actually conclude that management is a continuous process because it has got five functions. These five functions are interrelated, interdependent, are continuous in nature.